Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see
What's
so
up?
many people. Kevin was loud. There you go. Now you're not. Now you're gone. Kevin is saying nothing. Oh my gosh. Kevin, this is an audio nightmare. I don't know what to do.
Oh, wait, I was whispering. Stop. Don't worry. I got a Wobbuffet V card.
Oh, wow. Where did you get that?
I had 4 eBay bucks, and I had to use them within the next 24 hours, or else I lose them. So I got a Wobbuffet V card.
E-bucks. You had
E-bucks.
eBay bucks.
eBay books. Yes.
eBay bucks.
I had to use them. You don't want to lose them.
I mean, this is very true. It's good to see everybody. I'm realizing now that I don't have my chat open at all. What is going on?
I had 4. You don't have to read what they say.
Yeah, that's fair.
They can just listen.
That's fair. Let's pop out the chat right here. There we are. Cool. Good to see everybody. Seeing Lupus Rex. Good to see you.
I just noticed they did not see my Wobbuffet card at all, just because the plastic was just like,
oh yeah,
oh, bright.
It was super reflecty. Super Bowser Jr.
They'll take my word for it.
Yeah. Barrow says pumped for Series 8. You and me both.
Lupus says, want to be hydrated? Take a drink of water every time they say Zacian, Calyrex-Shadow Rider, or any variant of them.
That's so wholesome.
Want to be hydrated.
I like it.
If you want to be dehydrated.
Hey, listen, I mean, if this episode isn't all about the Z word, the C word, and the other, I guess the
Words.
CR word, then, you know. Hey, I like your shirt there, yeah.
Yeah,
I have a nice little sticker right here.
Oh, you got a stick?
Yeah. I'm realizing I ordered like the super big one, so I'm going to put it on the back of my laptop, but like I also kind of want like a little small one that I can just put maybe on the back of my monitor.
Quick advice, guys. If you guys can't afford 2 t-shirts, you can get a sticker and make another one. It's really easy.
And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but what if I wear it and then I need to go and put it in the wash? Listen, if you just take a shower every 3 hours, you're probably not going to have to wash it all that often. You ever think of that one? Oh.
So, here, Pokésports, we're here to give you the good ideas.
We got you covered. Exactly.
I just realized I missed the Clarence logo completely. the delay, I'm just catching up to myself, watching myself. I'm just like, oh, that bit was almost good.
Almost. You're so close. You're so close. I'm seeing Spatula Titan saying hello, Mike. Hi. It's good to see you. I'm a little closer to everybody now because I've moved my camera ever so slightly.
Mike's moving 1 inch closer every single episode.
Every time I try and move just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm
Ever since you moved that camera, you look like you're in a different room.
Right?
Like, entirely.
Right? That's kind of the point. I still need to put that light strip up there so that I can have light coming down from above and kind of meet the light that's coming up from below.
Stop giving me ideas.
That's good. No, good. I'm glad I'm giving you ideas. Colton White says your Wobbuffet card used mirror code on us just now. Accurate. It is crazy how much better Zacian is compared to Zamazenta. It's a little sad.
How much better?
Yeah,
it's very sad. Because I don't know. I'm a Zamazenta fanboy. I got Shield. I was like, Shield looks cooler. But
yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Well, welcome everybody to what will be Pokésports Podcast episode 64, in which you guys already know if you're up on your Pokemon news, but if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm gonna let you experience it organically because oh boy, we got a surprise for you. We got a surprise for you. All right, folks.
It's like when someone tells you what they want for Christmas and they act surprised when they open the present. That's what you're about to get.
That's it. That's it. Oh wow! Ooh, lo.
La la la
la la la. Ooh no. By the way, if anybody missed Friday's stream, there was a very fun bit that went on with Dracovich's Japanese cry in the anime. It's called Unoragon, and its cry is "Ooh no la la la," and it's very good.
Mike cannot be more accurate. It's also very pleasing how our microphones are attached to each other right now. It's making me very happy. Podcast time?
Oh wait, no, you're delayed, so you don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm putting my hand. I'm trying to give you a high five through the overlay.
Oh.
You gotta go like right up there, bud. You gotta go right up there, dude.
Am I going the right direction?
You're going the right direction. Keep going, man. You can do it.
Up higher?
This is a little. Yeah. All right. There we go. Good. Yeah. One more. We can do it. Yeah. Okay. We should just call it every now and then, just like high five.
We should just end the podcast, man. I was so far away.
You were so far away, dude. All right. Cool. So let's get going. This is Pokésports Podcast number 64. I don't really know what to title this yet, so I just called it Series 8 finally happened. Wah!
Kadabra.
Without the wah. Yeah, it's the Kadabra episode. Welcome. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pokésports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and I play with only one legendary Pokemon on the field, but still 2.
I'm Kevin. I play with nothing but Calyrex.
Oh.
Hello. Welcome. Big news.
Big news is Calyrex is finally legal. Welcome to Calyrex Advent 2021, the time that Calyrex happened. Otherwise known as the Kadabra episode.
Hey, the other psychic type.
Get yourself a spoon. The other psychic type. There are 2.
Kadabra.
There are absolutely 2.
The 64th Pokemon. Calyrex, the 899th or something.
Yeah.
Same number.
Facts. Ladies and gentlemen, we're super excited today because of the fact that Series 8 has been officially announced. We're not going to get into the details of what that means until a little bit later, because first we have some news to go through, as always, because this is Pokésports, where we talk about all things Pokemon competitive, esporty type of thing. Yeah. See, that's my elevator pitch. How's it going?
Going great.
You think I'm yeah, good?
Yeah, 100%. 100 chairs right there.
You would hit the follow button if you heard that?
Uh-huh.
We talk about all things esporty Pokemon competitive thing.
Hey, I mean, I'm willing to invest my life savings right now.
Sweet. That's what I need. All right.
How much would a share of Pokésports cost? 0.0000002 cents.
That's yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Market cap $3.
Market cap. Ladies and gentlemen, in Smogun news, RU is suspect testing Thundurus. UU is suspect testing Latias, and Sigilyph has been banned from NU. These are the 3 Pokemon that we're focusing on today.
Sigilyph, too good for garbage. Not bad. Latias, too good for average.
Well, actually, the Latias ban is pretty interesting, that you can't use it in or that you might not be able to use it in UU. Because Latias is like, it's not good enough for OU by a wide margin, but UU, it actually was able to kind of hold its own. So the fact that it's not going to be in there pretty soon, because I'm pretty sure that's actually going to go through, is pretty sadness.
Yeah, typically suspect tests just mean, hey, we're going to ban this soon.
Yeah, poor basically.
Latias. What does it even do in singles? Does it do anything different in singles? In VGC, it's just like a Tailwind mon.
Calm mindset. You're not usually
you're
not usually setting up a Tailwind with Latias, but Psyshock, like Draco Meteor, Mystical Fire, that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
At least Soldew isn't broken like it used to be anymore.
I mean, fair, but people still don't really use that. People usually use like a Choice Scarf variant.
Yeah.
Because 110 speed is pretty good, turns out.
Also, Thundurus. It's weird seeing Thundurus that low.
Yeah, right?
I'm so used to Thundurus being like VGC, big scary bad boy, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's a super powerful special attacker in singles. You're not really using it for much utility. You're going like Nasty Plot plus Thunderbolt or Focus Blast or Grass Knot. Like, it has like really good coverage for what it is.
That's
right?
so weird to me. Does it get it gets Nasty Plot? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Toss some heavy duty boots in there, and your rocks aren't really hurting the Thundurus that much at all.
It's not bad.
The Sigilyph still that one was a big one for us. We were like, what?
Sigilyph. What does that even do? Gravity and Tailwind is all I know.
Yeah.
Beyond that is like, okay, that's a thing.
It's a combination of everything, right? Like the fact that it's got Magic Guard is pretty nuts. The fact that it has Roost and Calm Mind is pretty nuts. You just tank up as much as you can. Any kind of status that you swap the Sigilyph into, you can Psycho Shift onto somebody else.
Ooh, spice.
Mm-hmm. Like most.
That's the first time I'm hearing that move.
Most Sigilifs use Psycho Shift.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not a Pokemon used in VGC. I want to see it used though. Do you think we can use a Sigilyph on one of our teams?
In Series 8?
Can we make it happen in Series 8?
Yeah, I'll stick that right on the Cosmog team. We'll make
We
it.
have the gods. We have the gods coming in to Pokemon, and we're just like, yeah, you know what? I'll see your Zamazenta and I'll see your Zacian, and you know what? I'm gonna raise you a Sigilif.
Let me get this totem pole and stick it on my team. I'm gonna go against this spatial beast.
Exactly.
I have a
Exactly.
totem pole. Oh my goodness.
All right. In other Smogon news, OU is suspect testing Spectrier almost finally, and Spectrier on the same week has been banned from national decks.
We
So,
kind of expected this, right? The
yeah.
second they got rid of Urshifu, it's like, okay, Spectre is too good now, and then guess what? Spectre is too good now.
Exactly. But the national decks ban was a little surprising to me. The fact that
Got banned from the decks before it got banned from the tier.
yeah, right. Like wasn't Cinderace the last one to be banned from national decks?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
But
and then
Urshifu
before
was
that I
banned,
think
like, a
was
while ago.
Dracovish. So yeah, Urshifu, yeah, exactly. So just the fact that this ghost horse is just still around is very funny to me. So I guess we're sending that one straight to Ubers. So that's fun.
I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
See it.
We've got Dodrio in the news. You remember Dodrio?
It has 3 heads.
It has 3 heads. Right now, as more and more esports are starting to pop back up in the Smogon community, the Dodrio Cup is making a return. Last seen, I believe, in 2015, or that might just be the last time I've seen it. Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 team tournament. That's
3 heads.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty unique though, because there's a species clause for all 3 teams. So if you bring like a Regigigas on one team, you can't bring a Regigigas on your partner's team or your
Mini
other
draft
partner's
league.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mini draft league. Yeah, exactly. Except there's no like pool that people are choosing from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. Honestly, that sounds like a lot of fun. Just like these kind of like mini alterations to the different formats. I'm into it. I'm very
Just when
into
you
it.
thought there wasn't enough ways to play Pokemon, here you have it.
Exactly.
More ways to play Pokemon.
Speaking of more ways to play Pokemon, in Pokemon news, the Pokemon Company has announced a new ban wave coming to Sword and Shield. They mentioned how players are using altered data and affecting games and the apps for other players, so like Pokemon Home. Players found guilty of altering their save data are said to be restricted from online play in Sword and Shield. This includes trading and the use of Pokemon Home. Now, from what other people have experienced, it's the phrase said to be restricted from online play is not a hard ban. That's like if you're going to be bringing in a banned Pokemon or a sus Pokemon, then they're not going to let you in until you release it, until it's just not in your game anymore.
Okay, so temporary ban.
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling that like if you're caught of that too many times, then it's going to be like a hard ban. But thankfully, they're rather sympathetic because a lot of people like they don't know that their Pokemon is hacked, right? They're just going in
that's
with,
like the
with what
reason.
it is.
That's the reason this is probably a thing. Is that you have these max rate events with broken Pokemon. They give you 999 rare candies and stuff like that, and people just like innocently joining them, you're not really understanding what's happening, especially kids, because remember, this is a children's game. Or even Pokemon Home, you put in a Pokemon that you want for trade, or you just throw in a mystery trade, and then you get back this, shiny, like, Galarian Zapdos, and you're like, wait, this isn't legal, but hey, you have it, so why release it, Yeah, just like, I think the reason they're doing this is because people altering their save datas or extending it beyond their games and affecting other players' games, which is that's not a fun thing to do.
For sure. And I mean, there's already been gatekeepers in competitive. I don't personally think that this affects competitive all that much because
no, I doubt it.
Yeah,
because you can't even go online unless you're competitively legal.
Exactly. There are gatekeepers to all of these things anyway, but now they're just I guess arming the gatekeepers with the ban hammer, and nobody likes the ban hammer. I mean, yeah, and like this is a good thing for the games. It's ban or not banning, but it's restricting the use of like all of the .coms that use it, like, or the Twitch channels that generate a Pokemon for you. Not that we need to mention any of them on the stream, but there's
If you're curious, you can look it up.
There's a bunch of them. Like if anybody's aware of 1 or 2 of them, there are at least like 8 more that are in circulation. So it's getting quite bad. But don't be super afraid if you have, any Pokemon that use
suspicious mons.
Exactly. Yeah. Just be careful. Just be careful. Make sure that your Pokemon are legal. That's all.
And hey, if you're a person who has altered their save data and you're extra worried, then maybe consider resetting your save data.
Yeah, now might be a good time to start a new game.
Yeah, now might be a time.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the thing. Here comes the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Series 8 has finally been announced. And not only has it been announced, it has been confirmed that it will be starting next week after next podcast on February 1st. That's awesome. We finally
And Mike was
hit.
right. You guessed
Listen.
it right. Can we talk about this? Wait,
Okay.
Mike got it right.
Hey.
Mike was like, yo, they're just going to bring a 1 and then 2. I'm like, nah.
I know me a business, my friend. I know me a business. And what they thought, they were like, you know what? We're going to create this format. We're going to inch in the legendaries. People can use whatever they want. And then for the next one, for Series 9, let's inch it in a little bit more. I'm calling it right now. Series 8 was 1. Series 9 is going to be 2. Series 10, maybe
10?
3, if they don't just open up the floodgates and they're like, you can do whatever you want now. Good luck. It's Worlds time, baby. Might be, right? February, March, and then April, May.
They might have 3 months for all these. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, they're just going to have 3 months, and then the new thing coming out at the end of the year will be around November, so it'll end about right there.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if you're looking for tonight's winning lottery numbers, that would be 8724568. If there are any other numbers past those, they're all 7s. So.
What? Oh, because you're a prophet.
Yes.
Got it.
I'm good at calling things. Exactly.
Mike is a fortune cookie. Those are your lucky numbers.
But no, I'm really excited. You'll be able to choose one of the normally restricted legendary Pokemon, such as Zacian, Xerneas, Kyogre, Calyrex forms, etc. However, you are still unable to use mythical Pokemon such as Mew, Jirachi, Genesect. They're all banned. Can you actually get them in game though?
No.
And that might be why, right?
Yeah, it has to be an event.
Have there been VGCs where they've been allowed?
Never.
So
if they do that this year, that'd be the first time ever. This is actually the first time ever they're only allowing 1 restricted legend instead of 2.
Oh.
So we're making history, folks. We're doing it.
Yes, and this applies for both doubles and singles battle stadiums. So now is the time.
Single.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck, guys. Oh no.
Well,
prepare for Evil Tall and Zacian and run away.
It's the Evil Tall advent right now, absolutely. By the way, in case anybody's curious or has forgotten since the first time I said it, Yveltal currently sitting at 76% usage on Ubers. So if you don't have a Yveltal on your team, you are officially part of the 24%.
You're the 1/4.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys.
If you're not running a Yveltal or a Zacian, that's rough. That's rough for you. Hey, can I give everybody a little bit of a pointer? You shared this with me the other day.
Go.
You'll be able to see if your opponent is bringing a Zacian on their team.
Oh, yeah.
If you go into a game, you have your 6, your opponent has their 6. You go into the game, you're only bringing 4 out of the 6. It's VGC, right? So what you can do is if you check the Pokemon list, you know how when you're in the game, you can press plus and you can see the 2 lists of Pokemon. If a Zacian is in the game, it will come up as a the little sprite of Zacian crowned. If the Zacian is not in the game, like if it's in the back or if it's not in the game, then it'll only show the sprite of Zacian without its little crown frills and all that kind of stuff, without the crown.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know that if you see 2 Pokemon in the front, you can find a Zacian in the back by just pressing plus. And I don't expect they're going to fix that.
Nope. They still have Urshifu with the exact same sprite, for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
This also extends to Xerneas. Because Xerneas, when in the game, has the activated form, and when it's out of the game, has the unactivated form. So you'll be able to see that one too.
Wow.
Yeah. If
So,
you guys
I mean,
want
that's
to see
cool.
video of it, follow the Wobblefett on Twitter. He goes through some very intricate things when it comes to Pokemon, some like very glitchy mechanics and things that you wouldn't expect to ever happen.
Right.
So check him out.
Yeah. So what are we thinking here for the upcoming destruction of every percentage we hold dear?
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild time. The thing is, like, even the fact that they're only allowing one Pokemon to be brought just kind of gives you the excuse that, hey, this one Pokemon I'm gonna bring has to be the best, right? So these percentages like Yveltal, Zacian Crown, Necrozma Duskmane, Calyrex-Shadow, etc., they're all gonna be used a lot because they're the best of what you're allowed.
I agree with that, but also it's important for everyone to understand that a lot of those stats are influenced by each other. So Yveltal was really high up because Calyrex is really high up because I'm trying to find what else Yveltal can counter. But
Duskmane, Necrozma.
Yeah, Duskmane, Necrozma. So because of those two, Yveltal's up. But you're not going to see all 3 of those. You're going to see one of them. Or you're going to see none of them. You're going to see a whole different one that can just kind of deal with with either of them, because you'll have all these other Pokemon in the back that are non-legendaries that can deal with those Pokemon. So something I wanted to do with you though, I want to look at the current top 5 Pokemon, and I want to see, do you think those Pokemon will remain in Series 8, or do you see them completely falling off the face of the earth?
I'm down.
Cool. Let's start with number 5 in the slot, because I suspect that number 1 is going to be an interesting one to talk about. Let's talk Regieleki. So Regieleki's super, super fast, has the Electro Web. Most of the legendaries are super fast, but none are as fast as Regieleki. So what do we think?
Still viable. 100%. Regieleki is going to fulfill that role as a legendary Pokemon that isn't a legendary Pokemon, so it's going to be able to just inch its way onto any team it really wants to. A lot of the new mons coming in aren't really weak to ground, like Yveltal especially. You can definitely stick a Regieleki next to Yveltal and kind of just prosper there. Setting up screens, proccing weakness policy if you're really desperate. It's just going to be a nasty time. I don't see Regieleki going anywhere anytime soon.
You're saying not weak to ground as in like not getting earthquaked?
Yeah, Yveltal can't get weak, isn't weak to ground. Yeah.
That's fair. Rillaboom's an interesting one too. Is Rillaboom...
I'm going to say Rillaboom goes down in usage.
I would agree with that.
Because of the popularity of Incineroar. Incineroar usage is going to spike again. We can go back to Wolfglick's GS Cup from last month in December. Incineroar was number 1 usage.
True.
So with Incineroar going up, Rillaboom doesn't want to get fake outed, doesn't want to get intimidated, doesn't want to get a fire move dealt to it.
Right.
The higher Incin is, the lower Rillaboom is. This is my opinion.
And then, like, if you're looking at we're the only data that we really have to go off right now is singles Ubers, which isn't, as many people will point out, is not a good indicator of what is going to be popular in VGC. See Landorus, Therian, Urshifu, Clefable, Toxapex in Overused. But if we're looking at Ubers right now, where it's like super huge usage, Yveltal versus Rillaboom, not a contest. Zacian Crowned can take a Rillaboom with its eyes closed. Necrozma can take a Rillaboom with its eyes closed. Calyrex-Shadow, well, I mean, apart from getting a knockoff, I guess it's it can probably deal with that pretty well.
A Calyrex-Shadow will never not be next to an Indeedee, so Indeedee will just redirect it.
Do we not see Clefairy and Calyrex-Shadow just all the time?
You can, but the thing with Indeedee is that you get the Psychic Terrain for your Expanding Force.
Oh.
You get Stab Expanding Force with that thing, too.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Base 165 special attack.
Base 165 special attack. What do we think about Glastrier? Glacier's just going to be completely... Well, actually, no. I was about to go down the route of it's going to be replaced by Ice Rider, but maybe not.
Not necessarily, because remember, we're only allowed one, right? So if people want to run Calyrex-Shadow, they can still run the Glacier in the back, which is still nice. And hey, if people want to run Calyrex-Ice, they can still run Spectre in the back. They're both very similar, just a little bit weaker than their counterparts, but still good Pokemon overall.
Interesting.
Totally doable.
What about Tapu Fini? I think Tapu Fini is going to be staying in.
I think so too. None of these Pokemon want to get burned, especially like Groudon. You can burn a Groudon theoretically; it's only a ground type.
And I mean, there's still like a lot of dragons that are coming in as well, Palkia versus Tapu Fini. That's going to be pretty nice.
That's a good point, yeah. Also exciting. Palkia is getting an actual water move with Max Geyser. Incredible.
Yay! We're still going to be bringing Hydro Pump, but
it just won't miss.
It just won't miss finally. That's actually, yeah, I mean, that's exciting. The fact that Dynamax is here completely changes the usability of all of these legendaries.
Yeah, a lot of them were a little bit bad because all their moves are super inaccurate, but hey, not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Good old friend Dynamax is right there.
Exactly. All right, let's talk Incin.
Yes.
Yeah. So currently sitting at 39% usage. More than 1 in 3 teams are bringing an Incineroar right now. Is that going to go up?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to go up. The reason being that Incin is just so tanky. It can deal with these legends very well without having to, sacrifice a Dynamax or sacrifice any special item. It can kind of just be its own entity. I do think that maybe Incineroar holding berries might go down in usage because of how many Unnerve will be in the metagame, because you have to remember both Ice Rider and Shadow Rider are going to be on most teams, right? Everyone's going to want to try them out, especially in the beginning. So Unnerve is going to be a thing, which means your citrus berries won't proc, your Shuckle berries won't proc, your pinch berries won't proc, nothing. So, hey, maybe you're going to see a Solvested Incin return, which is definitely weird, but hey, it might happen, which would force the parting shot off of Incineroar, which would nerf it a little bit more, but, it's definitely going to be there. Incineroar is too unique, and it does its job too well for it to go anywhere.
I mean, that's fair, right? Like, you can... getting the Intimidate off is just as easy as ever. If you really need that special attack down, the Snarl is still there. You can toss a Snarl on an Incineroar and still have it run the Assault Vest. And then the Darkest Lariat. Personally, I like when I see Darkest Lariat on Incineroar. It's nice to have that kind of dark coverage when you need it. Because I feel like not a lot of Pokemon are running dark coverage now because of the Urshifu. It's like if you want to bring anything that will deal dark damage, just put Urshifu on your team.
Yeah, which is why the game is struggling to find a good fighting type too, is because it's like, just use Urshifu. There's no reason not to use Urshifu.
Yeah. I'm curious then, because Urshifu is number 6 on this list at 24.4% usage. Is Urshifu still going to be, in the top 6?
My hot take is no. In fact, I think it'll fall below top 15. The reason for that being Yveltal, and also because Shadow Rider gets access to a fairy move now. It gets Draining Kiss because of Calyrex, so it can easily deal with Urshifu that way. Heck, you might even see Water Urshifu rise in usage. Just a Kyogre Water Urshifu team with choice Scarf, and just like hitting really hard with those water moves. I mean, who knows at this point?
That's true.
Um,
I mean, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more weather wars with Groudon and Kyogre.
mhm.
Kyogre specifically, I think the rain is probably going to be the one that we see the most often. But unless people continue wanting to run Venucle and bring like Venodon in,
Here's the thing with rain, though. I feel like rain, like Swift Swim users in general, are a lot weaker than Chlorophyll users are, in my opinion. I feel like we got some really good Chlorophyll mons, but not
Chlorophyll
too
users
good.
are Venusaur, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could do Venusaur, you can do Lilligant, you could do Leafeon, but Venusaur's kind of like your go-to here.
Yeah.
A Venusaur should be able to deal with a Kyogre somewhat well,
Mm-hmm.
if not very well. So I have some faith. It's definitely going to be fun to see like weather wars happen again. Rain's going to get a big buff in comparison to what it's been in the past. Also, like rain and sun are probably going to be the only two weathers you see aside from maybe sand on Tyranitar, but hail, that's going to be non-existent.
Yeah.
The only time you're going to see hail is when Ice Rider uses Hailstorm. That's about it.
Did you know that 0.002% of people will use a chlorophyll Whimsicott?
I'm proud of those people.
Yeah. If you're part of the 0.0002, nice.
You got the same usage as a share of Pokésports. Congratulations.
1% of people will use a chlorophyll Tangrowth. Funny enough, 1% of people will use a Tangrowth in VGC. 0.1,
1%.
Yeah, that's true.
Funny.
How did that go, by the way, when you used that?
Hard.
Oh.
Difficult. Not easy.
You know what's fun is when you look on Pikalytics and like you see a Tangrowth being used, you look down at the teammates and you're like, okay, what are people actually running this with? 80% of people are running it with Moltres, Raichu, Dusclops, Metagross, and Charizard. And I assume that means that one person who was using Tangrowth a lot was using it with Moltres, Raichu, Dusclops, Metagross, and Charizard. Was that you?
No.
Okay. I was worried for a second. I was like, wait a second. That could have been absolutely you.
No, these stats, I think I did that this month. This would be last month's stats.
Oh, okay.
So we'll find out if I made any impact on the Tangrowth numbers starting February 1st.
I believe in you. I believe in you. All right, folks. So with that, let's take a little break. When we come back, we're going to look at a little bit more of the Uber's stats, as well as discuss the difference between one very special Pokemon. All that and more when we come back from the break in just a second. And we're on a break. We're on a break. Hi, everybody. Dylan says Alecki isn't going anywhere. Tons of flyers in Kyogre. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh, that's fair. I didn't even think about Kyogre.
Oh, yeah. Reggie Lucky Kyogre counter. Fair. Did I miss the Shadow Rider talk? Nope, not yet.
Need to run Focus Miss on Yveltal for T-Tar. I think, honestly, like, it won't even KO T-Tar in the sand.
T-Tar? You think T-Tar's coming back?
It might, just because of Yveltal. Yveltal cannot touch T-Tar. And, I mean, it would give Sand a thing, which would make, Excadrill a thing, Dracovish a thing.
Interesting. Dante Diaz saying, this is when Drampa will thrive. I have a feeling that Dante has said this every other month since the game came out.
This is the Drampa meta game, dude.
Welcome to Drampa meta.
You thought that Moltres was bad? Just think about the original Berserk user, Drampa.
You would get real mad at things.
You're relying on Kevin's memory, lol. Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no. Like, that could have absolutely just been you. Like, I am the only person in Pokemon Showdown who runs a Tangrowth. I wonder if there's that Pokemon, like if there's that kind of Pokemon in Pokemon Showdown, like the one Pokemon that has not been used by anybody, like not including NFEs.
Oh, Wobbuffet?
Okay, but if I were to like go on Pikalytics, look up.
How far down would you have to scroll?
Wobbuffet, 0.00% people. That's your Googleplex right there. Is that it? No, Google Whack. That's a Wobbuffet.
Also,
not a single person.
has not been used by anyone either.
Who?
Gossifleur. Oh wait, these are all not NFEs. I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. What's the 0.001%? Oh, the last 0.001% that we have is... This is shocking.
Tell me.
Altaria.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
Huh. Like, I guess that's fair. That makes sense. Because why would you ever run an Altaria?
Yeah, you don't even have Mega to give yourself that excuse anymore.
We could influence all the stats if we just ran with all of the 0.01s. Cloyster is down there. Interesting.
Right. Still Valley Water.
Scolipede. Flygon.
Golbat. Isn't that good in singles?
Golbat? Yeah, it can be.
Darumaka, hear me out. It gets Hustle. And gets Belly Drum.
That's all you have.
That's all you need.
That's fair. There's also Shedinja down there. Swede would like a word with that person. Decidueye as well.
1%.
I could actually do this all night, but let me get back to the chat here. Faster Intimidate, Spectre Titan says. Bet every meme team in IC3 except for D-Max Tangrowth. You beat every meme in IC3 except for D-Max Tangrowth. I mean, that's fair. Can't beat what you don't see, right?
Also, we got a lot of people here today, so if you guys could hit that like button,
that would be nice.
That'd be great. What are you guys all doing here? You guys should come here every Sunday.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Hey.
It's not like we
What are you
changed
doing
the
here?
time. If you can come here this Sunday, surely you can come here next Sunday.
Where were you last Sunday? Huh?
No one's actually doing anything anymore, right?
Well, no. No, but seriously, we're glad that you're here. Okay, so TechPug VGC in the chat. All right, I got you, fam. So listen, on my stream on Friday, there was the topic of Mantine brought up. Not once, not twice, many times. The stream was almost entirely
many times.
Many times. It was more or less a Series 8 discussion and a Mantine discussion. And so I want to share that with you guys as well. We talked a lot about Mantine. Is it a meme? I don't know if he's serious. I don't know if they're serious, but probably. I have a feeling that they are, because they say it's really good. And it's got decent stats. I don't hate its stats. It's got 140 base special defense. Like,
yeah, and Swift Swim. Hey, maybe you can get away with this with the Kyogre. You definitely need a Raichu next to it, though. But you could do something. Oh, it gets... Oh, Helping Hand. It gets Wide Guard. It gets Haze. Okay, this is a good support mon. It also gets Tailwind.
He's not... Yeah, they're not joking.
Okay, no, I could see this. I'm here for this. Especially if you're only allowed one restricted, you might as well run this.
Listen, Wide Guard is going to be seeing more play. We know this.
Oh, yeah. With, like, Glacial Lance and Astral Barrage, legitimately.
Yeah.
Definitely going to need a Wide Guard somewhere.
Yeah.
Precipice Blades, Origin Pulse, Water Spout. Yeah, you're going to need a Wide Guard.
Eruption. Heard of it? Razor Leaf. Excuse me?
Heard of it?
Heard of it?
I always forget Razor Leaf is a spread move.
Right? It never used to, right? It became a spread move later, I think.
The only time I've ever used Razor Leaf is on my pre-evolution starter mon in the game playing singles battles.
Right.
So beats me.
Surf. Heard of it?
Heard of it.
All right. Let's get back to the episode. We've got some fun stuff to talk about. Let me just pay attention to the time so I know that we're not making a 10-minute episode and 30 minutes of banter. Here we go. And we're back. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Now, listen, it is Series 8 prep time. Next week, I believe. You know what? Maybe we should do this next week, because we've been doing this for every one of the major seasons. Do you want to go back to a team building episode?
Ooh.
We haven't done
sure.
one of those in a long time.
Specifically, one season.
Specifically,
or one series.
Did we not? Did we do one for Series 7?
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes,
I remember that specifically. But hey, I think we've done it for pretty much every season, starting with Series 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on a streak here, folks.
Yeah.
It's almost like a tradition at this point. We have to do it.
Yeah, basically, we have to do that. All right. So let's fulfill our promise. Let's look at some Uber's stats. Let's get an idea of what Pokemon are going to be good at Series 8. I almost said Series 6. Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Where am
Big
I?
difference.
What year is this? So we've talked almost in length about Yveltal and Zacian and not really Necrozma. Let's bring up Necrozma. What do we think about Necrozma? Its single set on Pikalytics is like wrong for VGC, just flat out wrong. We're not using Stealth Rock. We're not using Morning Sun. But what will we be using?
You will use Sunsteel Strike, which is
yeah.
very scary. The thing with Necrozma Duskmane is that you have Prison Armor, which is essentially multi-scale, and along with that you have 157 base attack and 127 base defense. Just think of Metagross, but disgusting.
What if Metagross were nasty?
Yes.
Thought of it?
Pretty much this. The thing here is that it has Prison Armor instead of Clear Body, so you can still intimidate this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you run regular Solgaleo, you have Super Clear Body, which means you cannot intimidate it at all. Or you can even proc a Weakness Policy Bulldoze. Heck, you can even proc a Weakness Policy on Necrozma Duskmane. Just Shadow Sneak yourself. Or even let your opponent hit you, because you'll probably live at least one attack.
Yeah, I mean, this is just straight up Metagross power creep, right? Like, it's a little bit faster, way more powerful Metagross. And I have a feeling that we're going to see it on very similar teams to Metagross. So right now, the top 5 Pokemon run with Metagross are Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Porygon 2, Grimmsnarl, and Amoonguss. All of which you can totally continue to run with a Pokemon with 7 base speed more. Because a Porygon 2, it still sets up the Trick Room. You've still got most of the meta that's way faster than Necrozma Duskmane. So you're still going to be able to go with second after the Porygon 2, going for kind of whatever you need. Also, maybe consider the Dusclops, because as Kevin said, Bulldoze is a nasty move.
Mm-hmm. Even like previous VGC generations, people have been using Necrozma as a Trick Room setter because of how strong it is. I don't know if they're going to use it that way for Series 8, because it all comes back to our talk of we only have one restricted spot.
Yeah.
We really want to use it for a heavy hitter, not really a tank. But I do think that you can easily make this a heavy hitter by just proccing Weakness Policy and taking over. I think it'll be good. It'll be good because you can't OHKO it easily.
×2 attack is always going to be nasty. Number 5 on the list is Eternatus, and we're not seeing Eternatus yet.
I don't know. I don't know why it's good in singles, but I don't see it be good in doubles, really. It gets Dynamax Cannon, which is nice, because you do double damage to Dynamax, so it's like you're doing, it's like you're doing the damage equivalent as if they weren't Dynamax, because the only thing that doubles is their HP. And it's fast, but it's not the fastest thing in the world. It speed ties with Tapu Koko. And it doesn't really get anything super crazy in terms of moves. It gets like Dynamax Cannon, Flamethrower, gets Recover. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I have a feeling that that's going to be a Life Orb user if you use it. First of all, we can bring Eternatus, right?
Right now, no.
No, I mean,
it's considered a legend.
Yeah.
In the game, in like Series 8, yeah,
you can. Okay.
Just not the big hand form.
Right.
That has like 1 billion base attack.
Yes. I mean, Power Herb Meteor Beam? Question mark?
Okay.
Treat it as a better Nihilego?
I'm here for it. Interesting. At the same time, Calyrex outspeeds it and can go for Expanding Force and ruin its life.
Yeah, the poison typing is pretty unfortunate.
it hurts it more than it
But you know
helps
what
it,
you
for
just
sure.
bring in the back to deal with that is an Incineroar.
Also true.
Yeah. Kyogre we've talked about a lot. Xerneas is a big one. So Geomancy, power of Geomancy.
So Xerneas took a big nerf this generation, but the thing with Xerneas is that I don't think it matters too much.
Oh,
Geomancy is still too good. It's a +2 to special attack, special defense, and speed. Why? I don't know. But that exists and that's in the game. And Xerneas is going to still tear Pokemon down, especially now that it has the option to Dynamax, which is what a lot of people are just going for. They just set up the Geomancy with their redirector next to it, go for the Dynamax, win the game.
oh.
Yup. But it did receive nerfs this generation. It doesn't have access to Hidden Power Fire like it used to, so there are still some Pokemon that can wall it. I.e. Zacian, i.e. Ferrothorn can just go for a Gyro Ball, which will delete the Xerneas because you're at +2 special, +2 speed. Yeah, there's still Pokemon to deal with it, but it's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. It's Xerneas.
Ew.
If you guys played any type of Pokemon in like VGC 2019, you know all about this.
Now, hear me out on this. Yes, there's Zacian that has a base 115 special defense. That's fine. Cool. But turn 1, you go and redirect anything that the opponent wants to do. Set up the Geomancy, get the ×2 on your special attack, because that's fair. And then you Dynamax that and just go for a special max knuckle. That's all you need to do. It's normally effective on the Zacian, but it's still a 131 ×2 base.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
You're definitely going to need a couple of strategies
here. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
I don't know where to start.
If you don't have a steel type on your team, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. I mean, there's a way around that, even with Kyogre. Choice Scarf, Kyogre, Water Spout should be able to one-shot a Xerneas.
Oh, okay.
Before it's able to do its thing. Unless it's next to like a Clefairy and has Friend Guard and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which it could be.
Let's continue down the list. Speaking of things that don't want to take a Water Spout, we've got Ho-Oh. Now, Ho-Oh was one of those ones that you weren't really up on. Neither was I.
Mm-hmm.
And that one kind of surprised us.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people yelling at us the second we said it wasn't going to be that great.
Yeah.
But after taking a look at its stats a couple days ago, I was just like, okay. Base 154 special defense, eh?
Yeah.
And regenerator? Wow. Yeah, this is a very tanky bird. And now you can Dynamax it.
I have a feeling that that we'll be able to see a lot of Ho-Oh Venusaur combos.
Okay.
Ho-Oh being the Dynamax target, going for the max flares, setting up the sun. You're gonna need a Tailwinder kind of before that, but I'm pretty sure you can make something happen with that.
You might even be able to just fire off a couple max airstreams and catch up in speed. I think typically flying types are just really good right now because stab max airstream. So Ho-Oh is just going to be a very good fire flying type.
Yeah.
You can make the argument that hey, it's not going to do as much damage as Charizard because it's not going to do as much damage as Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
You could also make the argument like why waste your slot on Ho-Oh when you could just use Charizard and still be probably okay.
That's a good point.
But Ho-Oh is still very strong. It's still very tanky. And in a metagame that's gonna favor a lot of Pokemon that are going for one-shots on your squishy baby mons,
mm-hmm.
maybe that bulk is necessary on your team versus, like Charizard, because Charizard is not the fastest Pokemon in the world, especially not now.
Right.
So who knows? We'll see what happens.
I'm very curious about some of the Pokemon that are being said in chat. We've got Mimikyu being tossed around quite a bit. Mimikyu, I believe it. I believe that Mimikyu is going to be pretty key. Right now it's sitting at less than 1% usage. People barely used it last month, but I have a feeling that it's definitely going to be going up. Disguise in the face of super powerful Pokemon. So good.
Yeah, Mimikyu was really used last generation for that reason because you would technically be able to run Focus Sash on it, break a disguise, then having to break a focus sash. It was pretty much a guaranteed trick room unless they had taunt. And sadly, this time around, now disguise takes 10% of your HP. They gave it that nerf that it probably needed, but yeah, if you have redirection plus Mimikyu, it's pretty much guaranteed trick room.
That's true. I feel like not a lot of people talk about the fact that disguise brings down your HP now.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big nerf too. 10% is a lot of HP.
Yeah, it's actually 1/8 now that I'm looking it up. Oh boy.
Oh, even worse.
That's even worse. Yeah. I don't want to be losing. What is that? 12.5% of my HP every time. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Ugh, yuck. And then there was another one that we were talking about, and I'm just, oh man, I wish I could remember what it was. But oh well, Eternatus is nothing.
Sad. People are sad Rayquaza's not good without Megas. Rest in peace, Rayquaza.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. Melmetal is not going to be joining the battle for the next little while. I have a feeling it will eventually. Like, it's a home Pokemon.
Is it technically a mythical? It's like that weird,
it's a Go Pokemon.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's a Gen 7 Gomon, whatever that means.
I have no idea how that's ever going to be coming into the battle. Now there's one Pokemon that we've kind of not talked about, and well, I mean, we brought it up here and there, but it's not it's not one that we talked about. Anyway, it's Calyrex. So Calyrex is obviously going to be a major player in the in the Series 8 meta. However, in chatting with Kevin about this before the podcast, we came to a bit of a crossroads, came to a bit of a arguing point. Words were thrown, fists were thrown. We both have black eyes right now from our fists through the magic of the internet. We fought about this. This was the difference between Calyrex-Shadow and Calyrex-Ice. For whatever reason, we just can't agree on Calirex's viability. So, Kevin, which Pokemon do you think of the two Calyrex forms is going to make its way into Series 8?
Calyrex-Ice.
You hear that? Hear that, people?
Ice. You guys didn't believe me when I said single strike Urshifu. When have I ever let you down? That Tapu Fini thing, we don't talk about that. Every other time I've been accurate. Rillaboom, Urshifu, now Calyrex. If you take a second to peep its stats real quick, yes, its typing is bad. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. If there's anything I've learned with Glacier, it's that you can make ice typing good just by giving it dumb stats.
I guess.
So, like, let me read out some of these stats for you for Mr. Ice Rider here. Base 100 HP, base 165 attack, base 150 defense, base 130 special defense. What?
That's pretty nuts.
You stick an assault vest on this thing, even Charizard's gonna have a hard time. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this Pokemon, and especially now that it has access to moves like Seed Bomb, it has access to moves like Crunch. Gets a lot of it gets some more new moves in comparison. Get Headbutt now if you want Stab. I think that this has the potential to be very disgusting.
So I will give you that Glacial Lance is pretty nuts.
Yes.
We've never had, I don't think, a physical Blizzard that has kind of made it so you never need to Dynamax it.
That's 100% accurate too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also 20 base power more than Blizzard. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Is this a Pokemon that you're just gonna want a choice band?
I was thinking Metronome.
Oh.
I hear me out.
You saw the single set and you're like,
Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense. You're not taking this down with one attack. So if you run Metronome on it, you get at least 2 or 3 ice Glacial Lances out. You're doing 20% increase each time that happens. That's gross.
Huh.
And then you're gonna get boosts on top of all those KOs. You're just gonna sweep a game. Granted, this might be better in singles, and you're probably better off just going Assault Vest. But I thought that was pretty fun. with Metronome.
Wait, what? I'm looking at what Metronome does right now. That's okay. So folks, for those of you who are not aware of Metronome boosts the power of a move for 20% for each consecutive use, up to a max of 100%. So Glacial Lance, I believe, is a 130 base power move? Yeah.
Yes.
So 130 plus stab, that's going to be 165, 195 base power move on Pokemon that usually don't want to be taking ice moves. There are a lot of flyers in the game. After the first one, it's 20%. That's like a elemental booster item. After the next one, it's 40%, which is more than a life orb. And after the next one, it's 60%, which is more than a choice item. So if you get to use a move, I guess 4 times in a row, you're doing more damage than anything else in the game.
Pretty much.
That's
and also,
interesting.
for those people talking about it being slower, there exists a move called Speed Swap.
Oh, no.
Imagine that with Pheromosa speed. Yeah.
What have you done? You madman.
Monster.
You've created a no, well, plus the chilling neigh is pretty nasty. But seriously though, between that and Calyrex-Shadow, no. Calyrex-Shadow is the guy. 165 base special attack. It's everything that Calyrex-Ice is, but better. Because it's got the Astral Barrage, it's got the Draining Kiss. Calyrex-Ice still doesn't want to take a Urshifu close combat, and that's still going to be a thing. Psyshock for all of the non-Urshifu Pokemon out there. You can even Nasty Plot it. You can do the same Spectrier things that you've been doing before, just now with a rider and a Draining Kiss. It can kiss. He's got, can still do the Will-O-Wisp too. I will say that I wouldn't probably put a Metronome on it for that one. I'll just let the Grim Neigh kind of speak for itself in that way. Take over. But that's gonna be a Life Orber or even a Choice Specs. Just keep the 50% Astral Barrage. Although the fact that Ghost has immunities, the fact that I can't touch certain Pokemon is probably going to make me not want to run Specs, but I'll definitely try it with it. If not, then Life Orb for sure.
No one's immune to ice cubes.
No one's immune to ice cubes. A lot of people can take ice cubes though. A lot of people like ice cubes in their drinks. Charizard loves ice cubes in their drinks.
Charizard doesn't like Max Rock Falls.
Charizard doesn't like Max Rock Falls.
He doesn't like rocks.
You are correct. Okay. So, but here's the thing. How do we settle this?
We're never going to agree on this.
No.
Here's the thing. I agree with Mike on the fact that they're both good. I think Mike agrees with the fact that, Ice Rider is also really good.
Yes.
There's no denial there.
Anything with Rider in it is really good.
But I think I'm going to challenge you to a Smackdown.
How dare you?
I think this is Smackdown time. Only one way to settle this.
You have issued a challenge. How could you have issued a challenge to me here on this podcast?
February 1st.
Okay.
Mike versus Kevin.
All right.
For the title of Calyrex. Mike uses Calyrex-Shadow.
Oh.
Kevin uses Calyrex-Ice. We get to do whatever we want with the team. There's no draft. There's no rules.
Okay.
Just a VGC battle 1-on-1. Finally, the people are getting what they asked for. Kevin versus Mike in doubles.
Okay. All right. You know what? It's happening. Oh,
dropping the mic.
Can't
drop this mic.
Was that a pin?
It's a Hall's Mint.
Okay. Well, I dropped the pin. All right, that's fine. So February 1st, you and I will have a Pokemon battle.
So many people have been asking for a Smackdown too.
It's true.
If you guys know, then you know. But if you guys don't know, I'll see you on February 1st.
Some people are calling it in the chat too. Wow. That's very humbling. Nice. Well, I guess with yeah, we should probably talk about another thing. This is going to be an early podcast if we stop, and there's so much more to actually talk about that's going to be happening. Like the fact that the Ditto might actually come back.
I think so. Yeah, Ditto might be a thing. You get to have a second restricted on the field. Hey,
You know,
you get to make it
restricted in
happen.
singles, but everyone else is just like, hey, fine. Can we talk about Groudon real quick?
I would love to.
Okay.
I think, yeah, Groudon's just the inevitable better Sunsetter. Sorry, Torkoal, but Groudon's kind of like really strong and really big. And I think the fact that it isn't actually a fire type gives it that uniqueness that Torkoal has, because you can run a Charizard next to it and not feel too bad.
Right.
Yeah, and then Precipice Blades is kind of dumb. A spread Earthquake that doesn't hit your Mons is amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say right now that Zekrom is not going to see play.
Zekrom. Watch. Just wait until my comfy weakness policy Zekrom video. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. It'll see some play.
Comfy weakness policy, Zach. Okay. I feel like you can kind of do that with anything, though. Like
I got a lot of dragons I can kiss with Comfy this season. I got a bunch of dragons.
Looking at you, Palkia. Looking at you.
Looking at you, Zygarde. Where you at?
Oh god.
Nice complete formed Zygarde with like base 3000 HP. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, this is a different world, and I think this is actually Mike's first metagame playing with legendary Pokemon, so I'm super excited to see how he feels about it.
It's not only it is my first metagame playing with legendaries. Is coming from the singles world. I played mostly LU. I never played Ubers. I barely ever played Ubers. So whenever I played Ubers, it was like, oh, everything's just going down a lot quicker. Like everything's just like, oh, boom, oh, second Pokemon, boom, third, what? Where'd it go? So this one's like, okay, we actually get to see what some nasty Pokemon can do. I assume that they're going to be like the gods of the VGC arena, but I don't know. They've power crapped a couple of Pokemon up there, so
this will put us in an interesting situation to where we're going to be in a very similar metagame to a Mega Evolution metagame, where we start off with a Mega Evolution and then build the team around that Mega. We're going to start off with the restricted and then build the team around that restricted, which I think is going to influence a lot of play, because it's not going to be like, oh, I got a complete team of 6. Let me find a restricted mon to put here. No, it's going to be like, I have this restricted mon. What can I do to support this thing?
And then we get that twice with Dynamax. People are going to build around that, but then even in game, they're going to lead with often their legendary, or they're going to lead with their Dynamax. And if you ever are in the situation where your first 2 Pokemon have lived through your opponent doing that, and then you have a legendary and a Dynamax in the back, ooh, that's gonna be a hard one most of the time.
Big yikes.
It's gonna be a big yikes.
Shuckle has 6% usage or 7% usage in Ubers. I don't think I want to know why. I think I'm just gonna let that be there and not worry about it too much.
Listen, I mean,
the fact that Shuckle has Final Gambit and it only has 20 base HP gives me a lot of questions. It's just meant to die and do nothing when it dies.
I don't know what to say to you, but I will say it's seeing use in VGC, I guess. Guard split, power split. There's stupid moves.
We can't talk about
them.
it because every time we talk about it, we promote it. So let's stop talking.
I get really sad. That's true, actually. We do. We are negatively
influence.
influencing the use of Shuckle, because that's just going to be what it's going to be. All right. With that, folks, I think we're going to call it. We're going to end it on the Shuckle talk. Yeah.
I want to give out some pretty strong cores that I think are going to exist in Series 8. So we got Indeedee female and Spectre Ghost Rider are going to be incredibly amazing. You can redirect the Ghost weakness into the Indeedee. You can also help a hand boost the Astral Barrage. You can go for a Follow Me Nasty plot. You can go for the Psychic Terrain Expanding Force. It's just like the dream date made in heaven. They are amazing for each other. You have Pokemon like Kyogre and Tornadus. The Tornadus enables the Kyogre to not have to force itself onto a Choice Scarf and then just be able to run Life Orb boosted, Mystic Water boosted, Water Spouts in the rain, and have the Tailwinds to support that. The Tornadus also has Hurricane as its only flying stab, so the Kyogre will help the Tornadus get its Hurricane off. Dracovish is an incredible water Pokemon now, so you can go ahead and use that alongside a Kyogre. That's gonna be disgusting. The Sun side of the field, you have Pokemon like Groudon, Venusaur, Charizard, amazing core, those three. You have Pokemon like, I don't feel like I have to explain that one. That one's pretty self-explanatory, right? You have your Groudon to set the sun, your Venusaur to be fast and put things to sleep, and then your Charizard to Dynamax and sweep the game. Fire types in general, going to be very good because Zacian. There's also the Xerneas and the Amoonguss core is amazing for redirection, setting up the Geomancy, winning the game, kind of that way. You don't really need other Pokemon on that core. And then, what else can I not think of? Yveltal is very good next to Lightning Rod users. There aren't that many in the game, but Lightning Rod users are pretty good. Also, next to a Comfey, this can be the new Moltres. It's I am your father Moltres. It does what Moltres does, but better minus Berserk. But you get the Dark Aura boost, so you might as well have Berserk already at the start. So hey, Yveltal's gonna be good.
I believe it. Bacon Bird.
Yeah.
Get your Bacon Bird ready. Bacon double cheeseburger. All right, folks. Well, that is going to be all from us today. It's been fun. Next week we're going to be doing our team building. We're not going to be team building these Calyrex teams, right? We're going to be building other things.
Yeah, other things.
Yeah. Because we need to keep each other in the dark. In the
as long as possible.
Urshifu Dark.
In the shadow.
In the Calyrex-Shadow before we smack our teams together. All right. Kevin, where can people find you?
X-Reservation, Instagram, Twitter.
And you can find me at Still Just Mike on Twitter and Instagram. You can find Pokésports at YouTube or Twitter, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and all the good places that you find your podcasts.
Just Google us.
Just Google it. You know what?
Kind of easy.
If you come up with Pokésports.org, you've hit the right place. Congratulations. As well as Patreon, all of the fine people over at Patreon who make this possible. We make something possible for them, and that is the league, which will be starting next week after the next podcast. Signups will be going up soon, so make sure that you are signed up to Patreon to become a part of that. As the January league is coming to an end, it will be VGC Series 8, so that ought to be pretty fun as well.
This league is going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
I think we're gonna have a pretty big turn up to this one, so make sure you get in there early.
Yeah, people are going to be waiting for this one. We've got Ahmed, Dante, Elijah, Zach, who are all people who are great people who have joined the Patreon. I just started naming off people without really giving context to, so I'm going to continue. Braden, Colton, Sheldon, Trevor, Alex, Brian, Carlo, Dreamweaver, Lewis, Roixon, Scott, Alex, Dustin, Joseph, King Boo, Martine, Michael, not me, Rowan, Travis, Jack S, Jack B, Jack C, Jonathan, Juancito, Chris, Greg, LA Caveman, Pierre, Pink Hat Boy, how's that pink hat, Ryan, Soen, and of course Armand Tofu. Thank you everybody for supporting Pokésports and the things that we do. We appreciate it so much. Also, thank you to M-Dash for every single second of every single piece of music you hear on this podcast. Go and check out youtube.com/M-Dash for all of that good music. All right, folks, it's time for us to talk on the page. So we will see you over there. Kevin, you got anything to leave the people with?
2 + 2 is 4.
Actually, Kevin, you have you did a thing this week.
What did I do?
You were on a podcast. Tell the people.
Oh yeah.
I asked Kevin to remember something.
Flow T Cast. Go check it out. I was interviewed. You should be able to find it just by typing Flow T Cast somewhere. It's cast with a K.
Yeah. FLOWTKAST. What'd you talk about?
If you go on YouTube, we could just type Flow T Cast Kevin Sidonio. That's me. You'll be able to find it super easily.
What'd you talk about?
Or you can just type Kevin Sidonio. We talked about like everything. It's like a TCG podcast, but they're getting into VGC. So we were kind of talking about the similarities and me not knowing anything about TCG. I learned what ADP is and why it's dumb. So if you guys play TCG, then you know what I'm talking about.
I feel so proud.
Pretty much pretty much like ADP makes it so that ironically they made Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia very good. Shocker! Wow, what a coincidence.
Mm.
So apparently, like they do something, they take extra prize cards away. So if you can do it accurately and correctly, and you have the right hand, you can end the game on turn 2.
Yeah.
And it's apparently very toxic. So they were complaining about that a lot. Then I started complaining about things like, I don't know, Incineroar.
I mean, we're heading into a situation where you can potentially win on turn 2. The Calyrex riders, they can potentially end the game on turn 2.
Yeah, that is a good point.
With one well-placed helping hand.
They were talking about how like they were listening to us talking about how like, oh, Zacian's coming, and then while they were playing, they were like, Zacian's been here for a while. They're gonna understand in a couple of
Yeah.
Apparently Zacian transcends the formats. It's broken in TCG too.
Station transcends formats. I love it. All right, folks. Well, we will see you next week. Look forward to it. It's going to be a good one. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. And that's it. I was about to like hit a button or something. I was like, what button do I hit? I don't really hit a button. Thanks, YouTube. You guys are great. Have a good week. Bye, everybody. I see Lupus in the chat saying Chansey. Oh, yeah. Been victimized by glacial lances already. Absolutely. On Showdown, things are just nasty. Things are just going crazy over there.